Well, we were kind of hoping for some other major rugby news story to break in the last week, so we wouldn't have to spend too much time reflecting on what was a little bit of a horror week from a South African point of view in the Vodacom Super Rugby last weekend. In fact, the best result was the Toyota Cheetahs draw against the Chiefs from a South African point of view. We'll be hoping that the local teams can bounce back this weekend. And of course, we'll touch on what was a phenomenal finish to the FNB Varsity Cup presented by Steinhoff in Potchefstroom, with the Ike Tigers emerging victorious after the Hooter had sounded. We'll touch on that. In fact, joining me in studio was a man who was on the side of the field, Hanyani Shomange. Great to see David Campisi back in studio, and rocking in red, Alma Kapelma is back in the house. But Shimi, I'll start with you because it was a phenomenal comeback by your boys from Cape Town. I didn't think you guys were going to make it. Did you think the same?
No, look, I thought, to be honest with you, everyone, you know, if they said they thought we'd make it back from 33-15, they'd probably think they're crazy. But I think tribute to the players. They're the ones that believed and they're the ones that did the hard work. I think once the guy went for the drop kick, I thought game, set, match, and they charged down and to score and win it right at the end is a special from a special bunch of guys.
This is a little earlier in the game, but tons of tries, and what a way for Bucket to come out firing. They really controlled the early parts of this one.
Yeah, they're a quality team. You know, they use the ball, having James Small and Robert Dupree there. So they did very well. They swing it nicely, and it was always going to be a tough game for us away from home. But we did have a good record. I think we'd won every single game away. So for us, you know, we just look forward to the challenge. And it's a tribute again to the players. I think they were phenomenal, so positive, and the whole time they just never gave up, kept working hard, and they got the result.
Campo, you were watching this on telly like myself, but to see so many students on the side of the field, to make it such a massive occasion, it's great. It's great to see the fans. It's great to see the numbers out on a Monday night. We want more and more and more. Not just entertainment on the field, but entertainment for the people sitting in the audience.
Yeah, I think you're very lucky because in Australia we don't have this. And I think if we had that in Australia, our rugby would be a lot better. Because this is really the next generation of players. And you can see by the skill factor, which I really like, you know, they're losing and they throw caution to the wind in their own half and they back themselves. And I mean, obviously there's a few skills taught by Shimmy there in the back line. But the players' handling skill was unbelievable. And that's what's so good about this rugby.
Yeah, this is the final try, and we will get back to it because I think it deserves a proper look as well, because it certainly was an unexpected finish. I didn't expect Bucket to try and go for that drop goal. I'm sure you didn't either as well. You thought they were just going to boot it into the stand.
Yeah, well, from what I hear, the picker players didn't know that the Hooter had gone. So for us, you know, again, you know, I've got to go back to the players. They just never stopped believing. They kept trying. I think from this drop kick, Mike Butter, number 8, thought that the scores were equal. And the picker player was actually dropping to try win the game.
There's the countdown from the fans in the background, which was clear indication that the clock was up. Our clock was a little late because of that last injury. And there you go, a little hand on the ball. The hand of God, are they calling it in Cape Town?
The hand of gold. Mike Butter's hand saved the Ikeys. But look, it was well done to the guys, and Dean Grant spotting that space out wide. I mean, nice little stories. Martin Sauls came on the bench, he had an impact. Richie Sturt had played 50 games for us. Chad Solomon's chippy son, and Nathan Nell, who had a heart condition and who'd been on the bench the whole season, was off rugby for a while, gets to score the winning try for the Ike Tigers. So I must just say well done to the players. And we had quite a big management team, but I think a guy like Kevin Musikant manages it well, and Clint van Rensburg, Ed, there's a whole lot of us, Jonathan Kaplan.
Yeah.
And a special thank you to, I think, well done to Tom Dawson-Scribb, probably, you know, one of the best performance coaches in rugby at the moment in sports. Really did a brilliant job with the guys.
Yeah, I think the guys were jamming on jammy stairs for days after that as well. But Campo, I know you're very happy to see the level of the standard of play and the quality. It must make you feel a lot better, because I know for the last couple of months you've been lamenting the lack of skill, but if you see the juniors doing it, it means there's hope for the future.
I mean, you know, as a so-called foreigner, I mean, to see the style of rugby there, I don't understand why some of the Super 15 teams actually implement that, because you can see they back themselves, you know, under pressure. And the other thing I'd like to know was, you know, you're winning, why go for a drop goal? You must know what the score is. And we did see that a couple of weeks ago with the Crusaders as well. They actually, against the Highlanders, they went up to the referee and said, what's the score? They actually had no idea. Like, you know what the score is, you know if you're behind. To go a drop goal, when you can hear the crowd counting down, you've got to start to think, just kick it out. You know, so obviously, but to me it's a great initiative to get that rugby up to that level. But again, you know, the style, and the back and the confidence was absolutely fantastic.